2013 is coming to a close, and here in the Politico newsroom, we are pumped for 2014. If you're a political junkie, you should be too. Florida, Florida, Florida. We're starting the year with a special election to fill the seat of Bill Young, the late congressman who spent decades representing the Tampa area. The Democratic field has cleared for Alex Sink, who ran and barely lost a race for governor in 2010. There's a Republican primary on January 14th. Then there's a general on March 11th. This is going to be perceived and interpreted as a major bellwether going into the midterm elections. Also in Florida later in the year, a major governor's race. Sink decided not to run for a rematch against Rick Scott, who she lost to in 2010, but Charlie Crist, formerly a Republican, now running as a Democrat against Scott. It's going to be a marquee matchup, really expensive, really fun race to cover. Georgia is going to be really fun to watch this year for a bunch of reasons. Jason Carter, the grandson of Jimmy Carter, running for governor against Republican Nathan Deal. Michelle Nunn, the daughter of former Democratic Senator Sam Nunn, running for an open Senate seat there. Georgia, which went 53% for Mitt Romney, has been kind of moving from very red to more purple, a very large minority population that continues to grow. And there's going to be a very competitive Senate race this year. It's the place where Democrats are most optimistic about being able to play offense. Paul Brown is really conservative establishment types here in D.C. worry that he wouldn't be able to beat Michelle Nunn. He's facing two other Republican congressmen, a rich businessman, and a woman, former Secretary of State Karen Handel. It's going to be a very rough Republican primary, but what it also means is because you have three Republican House members running for Senate, there are three open House seats where you have pretty wild primaries getting underway. All should be safe for Republicans, but it'll be, again, a good window into where the Republican base is at in 2014. Another fun state where there's lots going on, Iowa. A key Senate race, really a toss-up at this point. Congressman Bruce Braley, a Democrat who represents northeast Iowa, running to fill the seat being opened up by the retirement of liberal Tom Harkin. He has been considered the frontrunner for much of this year. He's been kind of wrapping up support. On the Republican side, there's a pretty crowded primary between a state senator who's close with the governor and lieutenant governor, and then a former energy executive who's really rich and has the ability to self-fund, then a really conservative candidate, a really libertarian candidate. It's a great microcosm. It's likely, because no one's going to get 35% in a primary, to be decided in a convention. Obviously, huge 2016 implications. Terry Branstad, the Iowa governor, running for re-election. The Democratic candidate who Democrats had tried to get excited about just dropped out of the race. Branstad looks safe at this point, but he could still draw a serious challenger. So a bunch of fun races to watch in the Hawkeye State. So those are just a couple. There's dozens of other races we're going to be covering. Please stay tuned in 2014, and we hope that you're half as excited as we are. In the Politico newsroom, I'm James Hohmann.